I'm sure you or someone you know dream for that one rare collectible, something out of reach, too hard to find.
That's where Vrno comes in.
Is it that Vrno stores and has custody of the goods and that you all collect and then put them on this market? How does it work?
I guess I'd love for you to dig into, how do you make money?
Hi, I'm Kathy.
I'm Brielle.
And we're Vrno. I'm sure you or someone you know dream for that one rare collectible. The holographic Charizard, the rarest Labubu. These are all the best and most popular items all around the world right now. But for most of us who are on tight budget, it's whether allowance or paycheck. It just makes the collectible world felt like something out of reach, too rare, too expensive, too hard to find.
That's where Vrno comes in. Vrno is a token-based platform where users can make predictions on collectible prices by buying virtual shares and seeing if the resale price rises or falls. Let me give you an example. If you buy a virtual share of a Labubu for 1,000 tokens, and by the next day, it grows to 1,500 tokens, and you sell it, you have just gained 500 more tokens than you started out with.
Going into our site, you land on our dashboard page where you can track the amount of tokens you currently have and all the collectibles you owned. Next, you can go to our marketplace in the second tab where it has all the collectibles we have on site right now. You can choose the one you want to predict. For example, this Pokemon card. On the right side, you can see a 24 hours live chart, and you can click on the green button here to buy it. It will tell you how much token you need to buy it and how much you want to buy. Confirm purchase brings you to the transaction page. You can see the transaction you have just made and all previous transaction made. You also can see total earned, total spent, and your net profit here. Lastly, we have exchange page. This is under beta testing currently, but eventually you're going to be able to use the token you earned to trade in the actual product.
Users get a free 100 tokens just for signing up, and they can also get up to 200 tokens by just referring their friends to our website.
If you feel like you don't have enough tokens, you can go to our top-up page on the top right corner to buy more tokens and accelerate your progress.
But what makes us so different from our competitors, like StockX and TCG Player? We provide live market data, an interactive marketplace, and a way for users to earn lower than retail price by making smarter predictions and engaging with our platform. And in just our launch week, we have gained 114 users and over $160 in revenue.
The collectible market will increase by 32% in the next 5 years. Vrno's planning to follow this wave and integrate ourselves into the collectible market. We're asking for $50K to continue our growth, $22.5K for development, $15K for marketing, and $12.5K for operational cost.
By September, we want to enable the asset exchange, where you can turn tokens into real-life products. And by October, we want to host new assets such as comics and sports cards. And by December, we want to reach 500 Vrno users through aggressive marketing.
Our team is perfect for this mission because we've gone through this frustrating time of collecting and we've seen how market is gated. We're determined to change this.
The problem is that people can't meaningfully engage with collectibles.
Vrno's here to open the market for everyone.
Thank you, and join Vrno to be a part of the
future of collecting.
Thank you, Vrno. We'll be moving on to judges' questions now.
All right. Great job, team. I have a couple questions on the logistics of this. Is it that Vrno stores and has custody of the goods and that you all collect and then put them on this market? Is it that somebody else owns the collectible and then they're putting it on the market? How does it work?
Yeah, so the marketplace is entirely virtual. So in terms of the exchange feature, we'll have to buy from resellers and then send it to the actual person who exchanged it. But if you're asking about the price movements and the charts and how the price is tracked, we pull data from eBay's Browse API. So the actual listing that's on there is completely virtual. And if you buy a virtual share, you don't actually own the collectible until you exchange for it on our exchange tab.
I want you to dig in a little more though on that, like who owns the collectible. So does Vrno own the collectible? Like you buy you know, the item and then you store it somewhere.
Yes.
Okay.
Vrno, yeah.
And sorry, just to follow up, you're buying it before listing it on the site, or are you buying it when someone redeems?
Once someone redeems, then we are buying and then sending it to them.
I guess, yeah, I guess my follow up is, for these rare collectibles, how do you know you'll be able to get that? And then I guess I'd love for you to dig into, how do you make money on this, especially because these prices are fluctuating, et cetera.
Yeah, so we know that we'll be able to get these collectibles because the items that we handpick to be on our platform are ones that are available through eBay and ones that we can get through resellers and other potential marketplaces. And the second part of your question was, how do we make money off of this? Yeah, so realistically, asset prices are moving about anywhere between 0.1 and 2% a day in either up or down direction, as we've seen through about the past week of our platform. So if users really want to make that count and redeem their products, they have to buy tokens from us. And even then, there's no guarantee that their tokens will be able to grow to the necessary amount to redeem them. And if you go to appendix slide 11, I think. Yeah, we're actually listing them at a 20% token markup when exchanging. So we can account for shipping and any other difficulties that might arise.
So let's say I'm on your marketplace and I own, let's say 40%. I own the highest percentage. Does that mean that the item comes to my house or that you guys store the item?
Yeah, so if you own 40% of the item, there's actually no transaction pooling within our platform. So you can own fractionals, you can own 0.01% of one, you can own 2% of one, but that is just within our within our closed system. If you actually want to redeem, you have to get the tokens necessary.
Okay.
We have time for one more question from the judges.
Oh, sorry, I think I'm still a little bit confused, right? Like, it sounds like you're not owning a share of the item, you're making money on a price fluctuation, but then you're also allowing people to redeem tokens for items that you don't own as the platform. Sorry, I'm not a Labubu expert, but I know people are going crazy on secret Labubus or really rare Labubus. Like, I could imagine a scenario where you can't necessarily get that in time, or what if you get a fake? Like, there's a lot of fake ones on Temu, et cetera. So I think, we're just trying to wrap our heads around kind of the ownership of the item and what people are actually making money on and how y'all are making a profit.
So the Labubu, the item the asset the user will buy is a virtual share of the collectible. So the price fluctuation. So it was a virtual share of the collectible. So when the user buys a virtual share of that Labubu at 1,000 tokens, and the share rises up to that virtual asset, the price of the virtual asset rises to 1,500 tokens, and you make those 500 tokens. You can do this multiple times through a variety of collectibles, and then get all the profit that you make. You can exchange it for the real item. So you're not actually owning anything until you try to redeem it from the tokens that you've made.
You're basically trying to make predictions. Like, if the item you want to get is going up, and you pay 1,000, it goes to 1,500, and you sell it, then you have 1,500 tokens right now, compared to how you only had 1,000 before. With this 1,500, you can redeem, exchange to the real product.
Thank you, Vrno.